Assalamu alaikum students, my name is Asif and I am here for the first time with this online class for you. You all are welcome to online classes. As you know that due to corona disease we are not able to conduct regular classes here at college. So you are welcome at your home. Study from your home very well and concern to your relative, teacher, whatever the problems you have. I am here for the first time with this lecture, and today we have lecture number 1 and it's about paper pattern of your English subject. How will you conduct the exam? How will they ask you questions and what will be the strategy for paper? So step by step I am going to tell you all these things. But first of all, I want to tell you that you have studied recently 9th or 10th class and you have studied English before 9th or 10th class at your lower levels. But remember, English is different from stage to stage. It varies from class to class. You have studied in lower classes, that was a different way of language to teach you. In 9th or 10th you studied grammar or little bit literature, that was some sort of literature. Here the criteria is different. We are supposed to learn more and more literature. The paper is of 100 marks rather than of 75 marks as you did or took the exam in 9th class. So this is the different criteria, not only as far as marks are concerned, as far as strategy is concerned, it is different from the 9 or 10 classes. We will learn more literature than grammar in this session. So you should get ready for the terms and all the figures of speech to understand properly what the literature is. For the first time you are going to study individually or separately poetry, and you also have dramas in these sessions, and you also have textbook that is totally different from 9 or 10 classes. So you should keep one thing very clearly in your mind, that this is totally different from your 9th or 10th class. So without wasting any time, I am going towards the first part of paper pattern. Let me tell you that English first year, lecture number 1, and what we are doing today, paper pattern in our first class. Look at this part A. Part A, section A. Your paper actually distributes into 3 different parts: section A, section B, section C. In section A, you have 20 MCQs that are taken from not only one part of your books. You have 3 different books in this year. One is poetry section, second one is plays section, and third one is prose section, means textbook section. So you are given MCQs, or you are asked MCQs from all the 3 sections. Section 1 contains 20 MCQs and each MCQ is for 1 mark. Means you will be given 20 marks if you correct all the MCQs correctly. 20 MCQs that are taken from the first part, poetry. All the poems that are probably almost 10 poems, those all 10 poems are important for MCQs as well as questions answers. You will be asked some of MCQs from poetry section, and some of MCQs also from play section, and some of MCQs from textbook section. Remember, no MCQ will be asked from grammar section. If they ask a grammar section MCQ, it will be only one, otherwise they will not ask from grammar section. So you should remember this thing in your brain, that all the 20 MCQs, from where they are coming from? They are coming from section A, section B, section C. Means you have 3 books. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. In Part 1 you have poetry, in Part 2 you have plays, in Part 3 you have textbook. All three sections are important for MCQs. And now we are moving towards the section B. As you have learned, section A is very easy. If you go through out the all books, means poetry, textbook or plays, you will also have an opportunity to mark each and single MCQ properly and correctly. If you do not study the books very well, you will not be able to mark the MCQ properly. And I will teach you poetry, plays and textbook with all the important MCQs that are asked or that have been asking for the last 20 or 25 years. Section B. We are moving towards section B. What is section B? Section B is different and unique from your 9th or 10th classes. You also have their section B in 9 or 10 classes, but this section is different from that kind of section. In this section, totally you have to attempt 10 questions. You will attempt 10 questions from section B, but it is not as you will be given 1 by 1 15 questions and you will be asking to attempt 10 from those 15 questions. It is not as. It is as you will be given 4 subsections and the technique will be different. I am going to tell you each single subsection so you can understand every single subsection and what is the strategy of the paper of section B. Section number B means section B. Here we have 4 subsections. Subsection 1, it is taken from textbook. You will be given 4 questions. You will be given 4 questions from your textbook. And section 2, subsection 2, you will be given also 4 questions from poetry section. 4 plus 4, 8 questions. And the subsection 3 is taken from plays. Here you also have 4 questions. Means section B contains 4 subsections. In subsection 1, that is taken from textbook, you have 4 questions. In subsection 2, that is taken from poetry, you also have there 4 questions. In subsection 3, that is taken from plays, the third part of your book, it contains also 4 questions. Means you have till subsection 3 12 questions. And you have also another subsection, that is section from grammar. Section 4, subsection 4 is taken from grammar. What you will be doing over there, what you are supposed to do over there, how will you solve these questions? There you have 3 questions, not 4. Number 1, sentence correction. You are given some sentences and there are some mistakes to be corrected by the student, and you will solve these 5 sentences, and they are taken from articles, prepositions and tenses. So you will be given 5 sentences and each sentence will be of 1 mark and each question is of 5 marks. So you will correct the sentences by finding out the errors and spots from that sentence. Number 2, you will be given a question of pair of words. Suppose you will be given 2 similar words. Similar means similar type of pronunciation you will be given, but the words will be different. Suppose one word is advise, A-D-V-I-S-E, and you will be given in the opposite side advice, A-D-V-I-C-E. Both words will be called pair of words, and that pair of words will be given to you, and this type of pair of words like 7 or 6 will be given to you. You will have to attempt 3 pair of words from that questions, and these pair of words will be changed into your own sentences. So remember, the second question is pair of words. You will be given 6 or 7 pair of words, and each pair of word contains 2 words, and you will change those 2 words into your own sentences. and it is also of 5 marks. The third portion of the this part, words matching. It has been missed, the word matching. There is the word matching, matching. Words matching, it is another question of 5 marks. You will be given in one side different words, in another side you will be given some other words. You will have to match each word from the other side of the word which is suitable to you. If you suppose first word is suitable to the seventh word of second row, you will match first word to the seventh by making or drawing a line. So this will be the strategy. Inshallah, I will teach you that type of question further in the classes, because in this part we are not going to study anymore about briefly any topic, because we are going to in this session we are learning the paper pattern. So you will have totally 4 subsections, but remember the technique is you totally have to attempt 10 questions. Suppose here is a note, and look at this note very carefully. A student must attempt 2 questions from each subsection. It shows that you have to attempt 2 questions. You have to attempt 2 questions from each subsection. Suppose there are 4 questions and you have attempted 2 from this section, and 2 from this section, and 2 from these sections. How many you have attempted? 6 questions. Now what you have to do? You have to attempt 2 more questions from grammar section as well. Now you have attempted 8 questions. And now what is furthermore to do? Furthermore to do, you will have 2 more questions, because total number of questions in section B are 10, and each question is of 5 marks, and total marks are 50. You have attempted, suppose from each section, that is the compulsory part of this section, that is mandatory to attempt 2 questions from each subsection. Suppose now you have attempted 8 questions. What is more to do? More to do is you have choice. You can attempt 2 questions from all these 4 subsections. It is up to you. If you want to attempt 2 questions from here from this section, you can do. If you want to attempt 1 more question from this section and 1 more question from this, or from this, or from this, it is up to you. You can attempt any question from each subsection, but remember 2 questions from each subsection is the policy is mandatory for the student, and total number of questions are 10 that to be attempted by the students. Here are the section B questions. Now we are moving towards the section C. What is it? What is in this section? The section C. Section C is called detailed questions answers. Section C is a detailed question answers part. Here are 3 questions to be attempted. The first question that you have to attempt is a paragraph. Remember, in first year English, you are not going to attempt an essay. You will attempt a paragraph. That is different from the essay. I will tell you further technique, what is paragraph or essay, and difference between a paragraph or essay, but for this time you have to keep this thing in your mind. You will attempt a paragraph, not an essay. The second question is letter or story. It is your choice. If you want to attempt letter, you can, and if you want to attempt story, so you can attempt a story, but it is up to you. This question carries 10 marks, this question also carries 10 marks, and we have the third question in this section C, translations. You will be given 5 sentences in Urdu and you will have to translate into English, and each single sentence carries 2 marks. and these 3 questions are compulsory. You have no choice in section C. So once again I am repeating all the strategy. You have 3 sections in first year English. Section A, 20 MCQs that are asked from poetry, prose, poetry, plays and textbook. Section B, you have 4 subsections and you will have to attempt 10 questions, and 2 questions from each subsection is mandatory, and at the end 2 questions is up to you from each section. Whatever from wherever you want to attempt you can do. And at the last you have section C, 3 questions with no choice, and each question carries 10 marks. So this is how it is. I hope you have understood the paper pattern and paper strategy of first year English. I will back with the new lesson inshallah with the first poem in the next class with the lecture number 2 online class. Inshallah, till then take care. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.